Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an awesome life. Welcome to my new home. I'm in the last few days of clearing up the stuff over there and unpacking the stuff over here. But as I shared with you in my last video, there's something about the present moment that should not be lost no matter what you're going through. And I want to just really reinforce that no matter what you're going through, this is exactly why you're here. It's part of your life. It is not to be battled. So I want to talk about your motivation and your intentions, because I want you to understand, I know that most people on my channel, although I'm seeing that change drastically, are just struggling with everyday life. And I get that. Because so many of you are saying, well, how can I, work on my inner peace and peace, world peace and loving one another when I'm struggling? But here's what I want you to understand, because this is absolutely true. It is backed up by science. Quantum physics and entanglement will prove that what I'm about to say absolutely will transform all of the issues that you're dealing with, all of the struggle and problems, all the things that are showing up, in addition to taking you to that higher frequency. So I just want you to know that I bought something for my new home. It's a milk frother. Why I didn't have one years ago, I was using the big cappuccino machines. I'm frothing my milk now. I'm stepping it up. Big purchase. I think it was $4. I want you to understand right now, and we're gonna talk about this. If you've been watching my videos, you will notice that I have been switching over more into finding the inner peace and getting away from just straight manifestation, because it's not working. It's not working. So when I get you to switch over and try to focus and use quantum physics, what I want you to understand, and this is the advanced manifestation techniques that I'm starting to share, is that when you go deep, all of these things flow. You're not even worried or concerned about the things out here, and they therefore manifest beautifully for you. Why is that? Everything is energy. And everything is a frequency. It's just a different vibration of the same exact energy. An ant, a lamp, you, this couch, all a part of the exact same energy. This is science now. This is a fact. Nothing is ultimately solid. Now, we're not going to go into that, because then you start to get into concepts that you can't wrap your head around and you're just not believing it. But what I want to work on today is, what does it take to manifest that incredible life? And why are we going to focus on going into the inner peace? As you saw my 3-second manifesting and 3 seconds and 3 steps to just shift your reality, all those work. But where I want to take you with the advanced manifesting is, when you go deep into your core of true belief, which is letting go of everything you've been told, everything the world tells you how things should be, what you should and shouldn't do, or how you should or shouldn't act. All of these things are just worldly, let's just say, distortions of what is true. And truth is that there are no rules to who and what you should be or how you should express yourself. That was created by man who was on a lower frequency. We're still abiding by lower frequency rules. Does that make sense? So why would you act a certain way or hold back in expressing yourself or being a certain person if you're not abiding by those lower frequency rules? It just makes no sense. So let's say that I had somebody write me who's transgender, and then I get people who, just want to completely change their lives out of what they're doing, or you get out of relationships, or all these things where you feel stuck, you feel like you can't be yourself or walk away from that world that was created that you're told you're supposed to live. You guys see my internet training. This is why I'm so adamant about helping you with your spiritual part and letting that flow into your how you earn money. This all has to be a part of who you are. So it's tough to get rid of those rules in the head, which is a belief. You're believing it. Why? Because everybody tells you that. So it's like, well, everybody says this. I should do this or that, or this is how things work, or that culture is bad, or this skin color is different from me. Everything's one energy, all of us. We're just expressing ourselves differently. So the first thing is, when you release all of these beliefs and things that are holding you back, that tell you certain things are even bad, and you see your life differently, and you start to switch your thinking and say, all right, what if I thought of everything going on in my life not as bad, but as something that is a message for me, saying you must release these things, you must stop believing these things, or you must stop struggling with these things in order to release it, let it go, because that's your focus. You're focusing on struggle on those things, struggling with the belief of how things should be, struggling that things shouldn't be this way because it holds no value. So that belief is, I'm trying to take you down to that core of belief where when you believe that you are the unlimited power of the one, and that we are all connected and sharing the equal energy, the thoughts, the ideas, the possibilities, the probabilities, everything. We all have access to that. When you let go, then instead of focusing on the pain and the struggle, you are now opening your eyes to everything that exists to you that always was there. So then when you go to focus on the things that you desire, there are no blocks or obstacles. There's nothing telling you shouldn't do that, or you don't deserve it, or that your family's always been broke, or that you shouldn't go to college, or that you shouldn't start your own business. We get this in my online training. I bring it up all the time because it has transformed my life and so many other people who are bucking the system and saying, I'm taking control. I can own my own business. I can use the internet to reach audiences like I'm doing with you. Find ways in your life where if somebody doesn't approve, ask yourself who's disapproving and what they're doing with their lives. And I guarantee you, every single one of them will be struggling. Because people who start their own businesses get training in things that are different now, new technology and stuff. The people that are doing it and knocking it out of the park would encourage you. The people that discourage you are stuck in the matrix. So who are you going to listen to? And the bottom line is you're still in control. So any failures, which I don't believe in, you're controlling that also. Nobody else. And if you have that belief that you're going to be a failure, it will happen. We have to go deep into that core belief and release it all. Because this is why I have you guys do my meditations. Most of my global meditations are absolutely freeing people. They cry. Why? Because they're getting in touch with what they are, and it's so beautiful. It just brings tears to their eyes because they connect with that love of what they are and what is for them, unconditional. When you're in that space, you manifest positive things with a thought that when you go over here, I always say left brain, and you get caught in the real world and you try to manifest what you like, you're thinking. That's why meditation's huge. Yes, it takes time. Not all of you are just going to clear your mind. I know people that can just, boom, I can do it. I could just clear my mind right now and sit for an hour. And if a thought comes in, I don't act on it. I just let it float by. So I'm not interacting with the thought. Those thoughts are blocking you from the thing you're focused on. They are actually somebody going blah, 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 blah when you're trying to listen to a symphony. All right, so that's what your brain is doing. When we are not happy in our lives and we are saying, oh, I can't go to my spiritual self. The spiritual self is what is going to create the total peace, manifesting with a thought. I have to tell you, the stuff I'm manifesting, once again, is just crazy. All right? So why is that? I have released and let go. I still have my desires and, Landria, the human, still has things that she wants to do in this life because I chose a certain mission. Sarah says, why are you here? What? If you don't know, when I say, 3,000 times in front of my video, break through fear. I am here to help you break through fear and start living that awesome life. And then when you go to my websites, both of them, .net and .com, and you see raising the frequency of the planet, one light being at a time, just one. Because what happens when the one, just you, raises, don't be worrying about everybody else, be your best. When you raise your frequency, you are raising everybody else's. They're connecting to that same energy. They still get the choice. But they get to feel that. They're going to experience that. And so this planet will start to change, so it becomes less chaotic. It becomes less, into the matrix and more pulling out of it. It becomes more peaceful, so you are affecting everybody. If everybody just one light being, yourself. I'm always working on myself, and it's getting better and better, and I'm going to places spiritually that I didn't know even existed. And I'm actually walking around feeling very different. So what happened? I had let go. I'll have to tell you about this place. So I'm just going to briefly tell you, but I'm into these old character house. My house was built in 1931. It also was going to take some major renovations. I knew in my heart and my head, so this belief back here was that, maybe not necessarily a belief, but what I was ready for is to not have to deal with maintenance anymore. It was exhausting. So no matter how much I loved that, the desire to be in a stress-free environment that wasn't going to take up any of my time so that I could focus on this was greater. I want you to remember that, because what's happening with you is whatever is greater is going to cancel out the other one, because you're going to put most of your focus on that greater belief. So if you're not believing it and you go over here and you start switching, keep doing it, because you can start to reprogram your brain. You'll start to go, why did I think I couldn't, make, whatever amount of money? And then those of you who pick these crazy amounts of money, why don't you start with being able to pay your bills? So that's that brain that goes into this fantasy world that doesn't believe that any more than you believe you can pay your bills. Start with what you know you can handle. Somebody emailed me and said, I'm broke. If you would just have faith in me, I'll take the internet training, and when I make money, I'll pay it back. Now, why would I have faith in somebody who doesn't have faith in themselves to even get a job to pay their bills? And then me pay for their education so that they can do what? They're not even living that life on the basics. Do you understand this? It has nothing to do with my faith in somebody. It has to do with my faith in the fact that everything works, and that they have the ability to make that money, and that they can go ahead and then buy the training just like everybody else does, and that those people, the trainers, get rewarded for the work they put in so they can pay their bills and their families can benefit. But they're not using those principles in their regular life. Everything's a principle, so start with the basics. What's the basics? If I don't believe that I am powerful, then nothing I think and dream of and think I manifest, you are manifesting right here, whatever you believe in. So let's go to that spiritual place. When you have total faith and you release it, then what happens is you're like, yeah, you might have a little bit of pain and a little bit of, discomfort, but you're not struggling with it anymore. And then it starts to dissolve because opportunities start to open up, because you've been so focused on the struggle that all these opportunities out here have no place. You're not on that frequency. When you release it and you go into the space of love and peace, you can do anything. Anything. That's what Christ did. He had total love for everyone. He wasn't running around like some mean bastard, treating people like crap. He was healing people and doing things for them. And guess what? He could have anything he wanted. And he did it. And most of it was for everybody else. Right? This is how it works. And that giving says, I'm abundant. That giving is beautiful. And he felt good about it. And he shared that message with everybody. And no, I'm not talking about, walking around on water. I'm talking about that is a message in an inner belief that there is no lack. And then thus, you think, because with a thought, you know something, and it shows up. Because there's nothing over here anymore. You know, I always say you're over here, blah, 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 and you've got to switch over, change that thought to something higher. This actually goes away. Over here goes away. So I'm going to do a video on that technique. Again, we're going to do more advanced 3-second manifesting. 3-second manifesting advance is going to be coming up. All right, we're going to keep taking it up a notch. This is not separate. Manifesting an ideal life is not separate from you going into a spiritual peaceful place. That spiritual peaceful place is the 3-second manifesting. It's actually not 3 seconds, it's already there. The 3 seconds is you switching from a negative thought to a positive one. Is this making sense? So we have to stop separating ourselves from everything else. Start to go into the peaceful space. Give whenever you can. Send positive thoughts every day. That's you. That's not you sending it to somebody else and losing it. That's a positive thought for you. That is you. All right? That positive thought then becomes something amazing. So what happened? I end up in a absolute pristine place that has everything brand new in it. It has the brightness, the rooms that I want, the energy flow, everything that I desired in the absolute amazing, most amazing spot with the meditation and yoga center right here, just a few feet from me. And I got the city vibe here, and I've got the small town vibe over here. I've got Victorian mansions across the street. I couldn't have picked this. You know why? I let go. I knew what I desired. I had an idea of that. But I didn't try to dictate the details of it all. You don't always have to have the details. The details are, you know, no maintenance, open space, bright, you know, all these things. And then the universe will make it happen. And you get to choose. So if if I'd have found this place and said this isn't quite it, I'd have tweaked it a little bit, and then the right place would have shown up. Actually, that did happen. All right, so does this make sense? The spiritual part is the manifesting everything. The bills will be paid. You'll get bonuses you never expected. Wonderful people come in your life. You'll notice a lot of people switching in and out. I just got a friend back that I was so negative, and she's made a transition and switched. I had another one who I thought was amazing, who went to the dark side, and I can't be around it. I bless her, but she can't be. I'm not on that frequency anymore of meanness. Don't expose yourself to it, include your job or anything else. You are not here to correct somebody. It's their journey. And sometimes the best thing you can do is walk away and show them that you will not tolerate bad behavior, that the third dimension is no longer a part of your life. And if they want to join you in the fourth and fifth, they can do that. Welcome. Right? This is what we want for everyone. Bless them. But you are not here to change people. And I'm going to do that in my next video because so many of you want to do that. I got a lot of videos on that. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious and happy. That is from the Master Key System. It's healed people for eons. Well, decades. Maybe a century. Charles F. Haanel. That's the book I have. It's an amazing book. You might want to go get it. I send you light and love, blessings, abundance, peace, most of all, enlightenment. Namaste.